Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Pine Bank Park in Malden, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of the 2025 Lou Tompkins All-Star League 18 and Under Division Championship Game. It's been a long and thrilling summer season throughout the Bay State here in the Lou Tompkins League. And now it's all come down to this. The last two teams left standing are Brookline and Medford. And they will be battling for all the marbles here for the 2025 Lou Tompkins title. This one should be an absolute thriller, folks. These two teams have faced off twice previously this year. Once in the regular season back on July 24th, Brookline securing a narrow 4-2 victory over Medford. And then earlier in the playoffs, as a part of the double elimination tournament of champions, when Brookline a little more soundly defeated Medford 11-4. But anything could happen. Both of those games were actually quite close. Brookline did blow things open in the playoff game earlier this week, back on Tuesday. But before they broke that one open, had one big scoring inning. It was actually a very close contest, so this could go either way. Medford, the Cinderella team, coming into this playoffs as the 7th seed. They started off with a thrilling upset over second-seeded Waltham. Then after the loss to Brookline, they bounced back with a win and then upset the tournament's top seed Woburn in the semifinals yesterday. Brookline hanging on to win a nail-biter against Waltham, who also rebounded to get back into the semifinals. Brookline avenging one of just two regular season losses to Waltham, beating them by a 4-3 score. So while Brookline may have the advantage both in initial seeding, having come into the playoffs as the 3rd seed compared to Medford's 7th, and while Brookline may have beaten Medford twice throughout the year, I don't think you can count out either side. This is far from a foregone conclusion. Anything can happen on any given day, and Medford has been one of the tougher opponents that Brookline has faced throughout this season. So expect a thrill ride here today. We got a bug flying in front of our camera. I don't need that. I really don't need that. Okay, there we go. There it goes. that was different. We got a couple of notes in our live chat already from a couple of our regular viewers. Barbara Jo Metzger saying, "Go Brookline," and "Hello Jesse from Grandma and Uncle Mike from Buffalo, New York." And Peter QB24 saying, "Hi Jesse from Uncle Peter in Denver. Go Brookline, go K-Man, go Barbie Joe." Happy to see some of the regulars. I know some of you guys have been following these broadcasts for years now. And I'm happy to see you back for one last ride for the 2025 baseball season. If I can just get this 1B away from in front of my camera. Okay, I think it's staying away for the moment. That's a little silly. What's life without a little silliness, right, folks? Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the two teams coming into today, as Medford coming out for their defensive warm-ups. Leading off for Medford today, the second baseman, number 1, Trey Flaherty. Batting second, the left fielder, number 98, Liam Powers. Batting third, and playing third, and wearing number 3, Jaden Burns. Batting cleanup and starting on the mound for Medford today, number 13, Travis Moody. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 3, Ryan Torello. Batting sixth, the right fielder, wearing number 6, Tyler Valente. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 16, Dave Crohan. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 9, Jack Lombardo. Batting ninth, the extra hitter, number 21, Rocco Pucci. And batting 10th, the shortstop, number 11, Coleman O'Neill. And excuse me, not Travis Moody, Travers Moody. Briefly got that one wrong, but happy to correct it. And if I have any pronunciations or spellings of names wrong or anything like that, I encourage fans of either team to correct me either in the live chat, or if you're not able to use the live chat on YouTube, you can also send me an email. You can see my email in the bottom right corner of your screen. Meanwhile, for Brookline, we've got the batting order. At least some of the infield positions are going to be potentially changed after seeing how everyone feels during infield warm-ups. For now, I'm going to make my best guess, but some of these might be corrected. But here, for now, is your starting lineup for Brookline here in the Lou Tompkins Finals. Leading off, the right fielder, number 33, Devin Chin. Batting second, the second baseman, number 17, Keenan Sawada. Batting third, the shortstop, number 7, Caden Sheehan. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter, number 1, Jackson Fantuzzi. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 12, James Skeffington. Batting seventh, the center fielder, number 8, Max Kaufman. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 5, Jonathan Liu. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 0, Max Manukin. And not in the batting order, but starting on the mound for Brookline today, number 44, Will Buckles. Head coach of the Brookline 18 and under summer baseball team is John Busey. We got a few more notes in the live chat here from Mushu Murray saying, "Go Brookline," from JJ's mom. Thanks, Jesse. These broadcasts are great. JJ, of course, referring to Jackson JJ Fantuzzi, the cleanup hitter for Brookline today. Paco Gum saying, "Thanks for doing this, Jesse." And New England Sports Time, which I believe is the official YouTube channel of one of our guest commentators this summer, Sam Lowenstein, saying, "Go Brookline." And then State Bags saying, "Here we go, Noah, Uncle Mike and Uncle Scott from the snacks aisle at Wegmans." I love it. I love it. Referring, of course, to the Brookline first baseman, Noah Klein. So like I said, I encourage audience participation throughout the broadcast here today. And as always, if you end up enjoying this live stream, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. All right, Brookline taking the field for the top of the first inning. They'll be the home team on the scoreboard today as the higher seed coming into the tournament. Warming up on the mound now, the starter for Brookline, number 44, Will Buckles. Buckles has been having himself an amazing season on the mound for Brookline. The lefty has made a team-leading 7 total pitching appearances, including a team-high 6 starts, having pitched a team-leading 30 1/3 innings over the course of those 7 appearances. A team-high 5 wins on the mound with a perfect 5-0 record. Picked up his first save yesterday against Waltham, closing out the 7th and final inning of that narrow 4-3 win. Just one of 2 Brookline pitchers to pick up a save this summer. A strong ERA of 1.38, a whip of 1.22, and a team-high 44 strikeouts. Some of those marks are the best I've ever seen from a Brookline player since I started covering this summer team back in 2020. I have fully recorded and accumulated stats dating back to 2022, so I know some of those, like the strikeout mark, the innings pitched mark, are both records that I have not seen in the past 4 years from this Brookline team, just to help illustrate how amazing he has been. And he is exactly the guy that Brookline wants on the mound in this kind of a game. And in fact, he was the winning pitcher against Medford back on Tuesday in the Tournament of Champions, as he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 earned runs on 4 hits, 4 walks, and 1 hit by pitch with 5 strikeouts. Close game to be sure, and not as dominant as some of the other outings he's had. So, like I said, this Medford team, don't be fooled by the 2-0 record that Brookline has on them throughout the season. Don't be fooled by the 3rd seed going against the 7th seed. This Medford team is a threat, and they are to be taken seriously in this championship game. It'll be the top of the order, due up for Medford, Flaherty, Powers, and Burns. And fun fact, this is the 2nd time this decade that these 2 teams have faced off in the Lou Tompkins finals. Medford defeated Brookline for the Lou Tompkins title back in 2020. Brookline making its 3rd finals appearance in this decade, having also made it in 2023, falling short to, I believe, one of the Reading teams that year. And now here we go, starting us off in the box, the Medford second baseman, number 1, Trey Flaherty. First pitch of the finals upcoming. And that one in there for strike 1. Flaherty, in their regular season matchup back in July, he went 0 for 3 at the plate with a walk and a steal. In the playoffs, 0 for 3 with a walk and a run. Hits a grounder here going up the middle. And it gets past the middle infielders into center field. Trey Flaherty starting us off with the first hit he's gotten against Brookline all summer. And Medford is already threatening. Now batting the left fielder, number 98, Liam Powers. That pitch inside for ball 1. Powers in the regular season went 0 for 4 at the plate against Brookline. In the playoffs, 1 for 3 with 2 walks and a run scored as he hits a bouncer over to third. Fielded cleanly by Skeffington over to second. The throw is high. They got nobody. Boy, it looked like the potential for at least a fielder's choice, but everyone's safe. I don't think you call that a reach on error, as it was just good base running by Flaherty, but a less than stellar throw. And now runners at first and second. First pitch to Jaden Burns. He chased it to the outside for strike one. Burns in the regular season went 1 for 2 with 2 walks and a run against Brookline. In the playoffs, 1 for 3 with a hit by pitch. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and they called strike. At least I think I saw the umpire pointing. I'm trying to watch through a fence here. This pitch hits a dribbler over to second field by Sawada, applies the tag, throws to first in time. A big double play for Brookline. Textbook from Keenan Sawada. And we go from nobody out and 2 runners on to 2 out with a runner at third, as it'll be pitcher against pitcher at the plate, number 13, Travers Moody. First pitch in there, strike one. Moody in the regular season game went 0 for 2 with a walk. In the playoffs, a big day, 3 for 4 with 2 RBI. As that's low for ball one. Big potential RBI situation here for Moody with 2 down and a runner at third here in the top of the first. 1-1 the count. Hits a fly ball deep out to right center. It's going to drop in. Medford first on the board as Moody goes for extra bases. A stand-up RBI double, and Medford strikes first. A big swing of the bat there. And a runner still in scoring position at second base. Now batting the center fielder, number 3, Ryan Torello. Takes strike one on the first pitch. Buckles still throwing strikes here. This one is hit past the third baseman, deep into left field corner. That's another run in. Moody comes home, and it's back-to-back 2-out doubles for Medford as Torello drives in another. Right up the third base line, Skeffington not able to haul it in. Runner at second still with 2 down. Up comes the right fielder, number 6, Tyler Valente. First pitch, I believe, missed high for ball one. This one is popped up in foul territory and out of play for strike one. One and one, the count to Valente, a runner at second, still 2 outs. Buckles trying to put a stop to the bleeding here and get that third out. That one, I think, was in there for a strike. This one is hit, a bouncer through the left gap into left field. They're going to send the runner to the plate, and he's going to beat the throw home as it's another 2-out RBI hit. That's 3 in a row for Medford as Valente gets the RBI single through the gap. Now batting the catcher, number 16, Dave Crohan. A rough inning for Buckles as Medford just getting their bat on the ball with very good contact. First pitch to Crohan in the zone, strike one. Crohan in the regular season went 0 for 2 with a walk. In the playoffs, 0 for 2 with 2 walks, a steal, and a run. That one in there for strike two. Buckles unrelenting, throwing strikes even when his pitches have gotten hit past few batters. Swing and a miss for strike three, briefly dropped, but Mnookin picks it up and throws to first easily to put an end to the inning. Tough first frame for Brookline. As they trail before even getting their first turn at the bat, 3-0. Got some more notes in the live chat, some more Brookline fans cheering them on, including a former member of this Lou Tompkins Brookline team, Donnell O'Neill, saying, "Let's go." Barbara Jo Metzger in the live chat saying, "This could be our last time watching my grandson go K-Man." And yes, this is the last season in this Lou Tompkins League for Keenan Sawada, and this will definitely be his last game. But, you know, maybe look up and see if the Syracuse Club baseball team has any live streams. And maybe you'll still be able to watch him come next spring. Jim Agins in the live chat saying, "Thanks, Jesse, from JJ's grandparents in Toms River, New Jersey. You do a great job." Thank you very much, Jim. I appreciate it. And JJ might be coming to the plate this inning, but it's going to depend on the batters in front of him. As due up for Brookline is the top three of their order: Devin Chin, Keenan Sawada, and Caden Sheehan. And folks, I hope my camera work has been okay so far. Like I said, they got high fences here at Pine Bank Park, so not too many great places to shoot from. And because they've got a high net going up the left field line, I have to shoot from this right field side, even though the sun is flashing right in our faces. So I hope visibility has been okay for you guys so far. Leading off for Brookline, the right fielder, number 33, Devin Chin. Moody on the hill for Medford. And Chin hits a grounder foul up the third base line for strike one. Chin so far this summer has a batting average of .488, an on-base percentage of .585, a slugging percentage of .535, 18 steals, a team-leading 22 runs scored, and 6 RBIs. He shows bunt, and that one is foul. It was picked up quickly by Crohan behind the plate, but the ump said it went behind the plate before he could snag it, so it was in foul territory for strike two. Chin's 22 runs scored this season is the highest I've ever seen from a Lou Tompkins player. He's been having himself a heck of a year. Takes a high ball, one there. Against Medford this season, Chin did not play in their regular season matchup. Did play in the playoff game as he drops one, and it's foul. As Chin stays alive at 1-2, that one can't quite roll into fair territory. In the playoff game on Tuesday against Medford, Chin went 1 for 4 with a walk, 3 stolen bases, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBI. So he had an explosive day that day. as he hits that one foul once again. Devin Chin giving Travers Moody a battle to start the bottom of the first, but still with his back to the wall at 1-2. Swing and a miss. Fooled him with the breaking ball there, and Chin gave it a battle, but ultimately goes down on strikes. One out. Now coming up, the second baseman, number 17, Keenan Sawada. First pitch, fouls it off, strike one. Sawada so far this summer, a team-leading batting average of .550, .654 on-base percentage, .700 slugging, a team-leading 22 hits, team-leading 6 doubles, team-leading 6 hit-by pitches, team-leading 20 stolen bases, 18 runs scored, and 8 RBI. That one comes in high for ball one. And a lot of those marks could potentially be the highest I've seen from a Lou Tompkins player. That one catches the outside corner for strike two. Against Medford in the regular season, Sawada 0 for 2 with a walk and 2 steals. In the playoffs, 3 for 4 with a walk, 3 steals, and 3 runs. Hits one out to center field, and it's going to be a can of corn for out number 2. So 2 quick outs for Brookline. Yet to get a runner on base. Now batting the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan. First pitch going to miss outside for ball one. Sheehan so far this summer, a slash line of .283, .431, .391. A team-leading 12 walks to go with 4 steals, 15 runs, and a team-high 18 RBI. As he hits a dribbler over to second, and it's bobbled. Bobbled by Flaherty, and Sheehan is going to reach on the E4. A lucky break for Brookline, but you got to take the breaks where you can get them. It's not often that you see infield errors on a turf field, so when you get those kind of breaks, you got to take advantage. Coming up now, the designated hitter, number 1, Jackson Fantuzzi. A throw back to first, and Sheehan dives back safe. Fantuzzi so far this summer, batting average .462, a team-high on-base percentage of .667, team-high slugging of .846, 1 steal, 5 runs, 8 RBI. As that first pitch going to miss for ball one. He did not play in the regular season against Medford, but in the playoffs earlier this week, he had an explosive day. 3 for 4, 2 doubles, a walk, 2 runs, and 3 RBIs. We got another throw back to first, as again, Sheehan dives back. They're keeping an eye on Sheehan. He might not be as notorious of a base stealer as Chin or Sawada, but they still want to keep him out of scoring position if they can. That one's going to miss for ball two. A 2-0 count here with a runner at first and 2 down in the bottom of the first. Brookline trailing Medford 3-0. This pitch is fouled off for strike one. Is it 2-1 or is it 1-2? I might have things mixed up. I'm not sure. That one is in there for strike two, so I didn't have things mixed up. It's a 2-2 count now to Fantuzzi. checks his swing and takes ball 3 high. Another battle here. Moody won the last long battle of an at-bat that he had against Chin to start the inning. Fantuzzi having battled to a full count. And a throw back to first. And not even applying the tag this time as Sheehan gets back safe. Still keeping an eye on the runner. They know he'll go on the pitch with a full count and 2 outs. There's the pitch. And that one is in there for strike 3. Just catches the corner. Fantuzzi thought he was going to have ball 4, but no dice there. And that ends the first. At the end of 1, our score, Medford 3, Brookline 0. It'll be Lombardo, Pucci, and O'Neill due up for Medford in the second. All right, here we go for the top of the second, leading off the first baseman, number 6, Jack Lombardo. He takes a low ball 1. And this one's skied, going to stay in the infield. And Buckles will take it himself for out number 1. Boy, it's tough with the sun out here. I'm just kind of trying to track the fielders to follow where the ball's going. Now batting the extra hitter, number 21, Rocco Pucci. First pitch skips in the turf for ball 1. Pucci in the regular season game did not play against Brookline, but in the playoff game earlier this week, he went 0 for 2 with 2 walks as he pops one out to left field in foul territory, and that's going to be out of play. Shot that one deep, but too far to the left. So it'll simply be strike 1. This one sliced out of play. Strike 2. Will Buckles trying to bounce back after a tough first inning. Saw Medford put 3 runs on the board. Swing and a miss. Catches him with a low breaking ball. And it'll be 2 down now. Coming up, the shortstop, number 11, Coleman O'Neill. Two outs, nobody on. It's been a better start to the inning for Buckles so far, as that one catches the corner for strike one. That one catches the low corner for strike two. O'Neill in the regular season game went 1 for 2 with a double, a walk, a hit by pitch, and an RBI. Did not play in the TOC game on Tuesday, as that one's going to miss for ball one. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts, and Buckles puts him down in order, all but single-handed, as he also caught the pop out. A strong rebound there, but Brookline still has to rebound on offense. If they want to get back in this one, they still trail Medford by 3. Due up for Brookline will be their 5, 6, 7 hitters, Klein, Skeffington, and Kaufman. All right, here we go in the bottom of the second, leading off for Brookline, the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein. First pitch hits the zone, strike one. Klein with a slash line of 273, 396, 409 for the summer, as he takes that one in the turf for ball one. He's also got 4 steals, 13 runs, and 14 RBI, as he really found his form in the last couple games of the regular season and carried that into the playoffs. Hits a bouncer over to short, fielded clean, throw to first in time for out number 1. So a quick ground out to start. Travers Moody still working pretty efficiently. He's had a couple of lengthy at-bats against Brookline hitters, but still has only allowed 1 base runner and on a reach-on error at that. At the plate now is the third baseman, number 12, James Skeffington, as he takes a low ball 1. That one misses high for ball 2. Skeffington in a few games this summer, he's gone 4 for 8 with 2 doubles, a hit by pitch, 5 steals, 5 runs, and 2 RBI. Takes strike 1 there. Slices that one foul for strike 2. Skeffington was the hero of the game in the regular season matchup between Brookline and Medford. Skeffington went 2 for 3 with a double, 2 steals, 2 runs, and an RBI in a close 4-2 game. Takes that one high and in for ball 3. We got a full count. Skeffington did not play in the playoff game between these two on Tuesday. His first playoff game was yesterday against Waltham in the semis. Payoff pitch. Takes it high for ball 4. First walk of the game for either side, and it takes until the bottom of the second as James Skeffington picks up his first base on balls of this Summer Lou Tompkins season. Runner at first, 1 out, now up the center fielder, number 8, Max Kaufman. First pitch, he hits a bouncer back to the pitcher, throw to second for 1, on to first. They turn the double play and end the inning there. A quick 1 pitch at bat turns into a golden double play opportunity, and Medford executes to end the second inning. At the end of 2, our score, Medford 3, Brookline 0. All right, here we go. We start the top of the third inning. Medford back to the top of their order. The second baseman, number 1, Trey Flaherty at the dish. First pitch drops in perfectly for strike 1. Flaherty got Medford off to a hot start in the top of the first with a leadoff single. Later came in to score the first run of the game on the first of 3 straight 2-out hits. That one's going to miss, low and away for ball 1. That one drops low for ball 2. Swing and a miss on that one. Sorry, I bumped my camera. Kind of missed it there. Strike 2. 2-2, the count to Flaherty. Swing and a miss there, strike 3. 3 straight Ks for Buckles, dating back to the second inning. Now batting, the left fielder, number 98, Liam Powers. Powers hit a grounder to third his last time up that seemed like it was going to be a fielder's choice at second, but Flaherty beat the throw there. He hits a grounder here over to short. Throw to first is in time for a quick 1 pitch out. It's 2 quick outs for Buckles. Now batting the third baseman, number 3, Jaden Burns. Burns grounded into a 4-3 double play his last time up. Takes that one to the inside corner for strike 1. That one misses high and in. Ball 1 goes back to a similar spot, but just misses that time. This one reaches out, hits a grounder right past Buckles over to Sawada, who picks it up and throws him out at first to end the inning. Second frame in a row that Buckles puts the Medford batters down in order. And now Brookline hoping they'll be able to do something. They've only had 2 base runners reach so far, one on a reach-on error and one on a walk. And the one who reached on a walk was thrown out on a double play ball. So now it'll be the 8-9-1 hitters due up for Brookline, Lou, Minukin, and Chin. All right, Travers Moody back on the mound after 2 strong innings to start for Medford. They still lead by 3. Leading off for Brookline here, the left fielder, number 5, Jonathan Liu. First pitch, and he fouls that one out of play for strike 1. Liu so far this summer, a slash line of 265, 432, 265. 3 stolen bases, 8 runs scored, and 11 RBI as he skies another one out of play. And it'll be a quick 0-2 count to Liu. In the regular season against Medford, he was 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch, a steal, and a run. In the playoffs, 1 for 3 with a walk. As he hits a bouncer over to second, fielded clean by Flaherty, thrown to first, and that'll be out number 1. Liu brought the swing at everything approach there, and it just didn't quite work out for him. Got jammed a bit inside and sent a simple bouncer for the 4-3 groundout. Now batting the catcher, number 0, Max Minukin. First pitch, and he skies one out center field, but well within range. An easy catch for Torello. And a 1-pitch out. 2 down, and now Brookline cycles back to the top of the order. Coming up, the right fielder, number 33, Devin Chin. Oops. Chin 0 for 1 so far today with a strikeout as he takes strike 1. Hits a grounder, sliding catch by Flaherty. Throw to first is in time, and Brookline goes down in order. That one close to the gap. And if it had gone to the left side of the infield instead of the right, Shin would have been able to make that easily. But just good contact, wrong spot. And that ends the third. After 3, our score, Medford 3, Brookline 0. And it'll be the 4, 5, 6 hitters, Moody, Torello, and Valente coming up for Medford. All right, here we go to start the 4th, pitcher against pitcher, as number 13, Travers Moody, steps into the box for Medford. Takes strike 1 on the first pitch from Buckles. Takes a low ball 1. Moody having himself a great game already, not just strong on the mound, but also 1 for 1 with a double, a run scored, and an RBI, as he really kick-started that 2-out, 3-run rally for Medford back in the top of the first with a 2-out RBI double to right center. He later came in to score on another RBI double as he fouls that one off for strike 2. He came in to score on the hit from Torello, who in turn came in to score on the hit from Valente. So the 3 main cogs of that first inning rally due up here. 2-2 the count. That one low and in, ball 3. Quite the battle here, a full count. Buckles has been pretty good about throwing strikes so far this game, but in a tight spot here. And that one is inside for ball 4. A free pass down to first for Travers Moody. We'll see if they bring out a courtesy runner for their pitcher. But at the plate for now, the center fielder, number 3, Ryan Torello, as we got a pickoff throw. Moody dives back safe. With both teams going down pretty quickly the past couple innings, we've not seen a lot of throws over to first for pickoffs, as that one comes in low for ball 1 to Torello. So it'll be interesting to keep an eye on the battle with the base runners here. Buckles is a lefty, so he has a quick throw over to first that he can bring out if he catches Moody being over-aggressive. That one also low for ball 2. Got to be careful not to lose control while also thinking about the runner at first. That one does catch the outside corner for strike one. Torello, like Moody, 1 for 1 with a double, a run, and an RBI. And that's a low ball 3. And it got away. And Moody moves up to second on the wild pitch. 3-1 the count to Torello. Hits a grounder, and it gets through the gap and into right. And the runner is going to hold at third as they bring it back to the infield quick. But 2 back-to-back on base. And it'll be runners at the corners with nobody out. As up comes the right fielder, number 6, Tyler Valente. This part of the order giving Buckles all kinds of trouble as he's been pitching really well to every other part of the Medford order. But the 4, 5, 6 hitters giving him some fits here. First pitch, Rockets one, out to center field. And a runner is going to trot home. It's another RBI single for Medford. Valente, his second. As Moody comes in to score a second time, a 4-run lead now for Medford. Now batting the catcher, number 16, Dave Crohan. First pitch, low and away, ball 1. Crohan went down on strikes to end the first inning, his last time up. That one also low for ball 2. Buckles having some trouble keeping his pitches up. This pitch is dribbled, must have gone off his body or off the plate or something as they call foul. 2-1 the count now. No outs, runners at first and second. Medford building their lead. They're up 4 over Brookline. First pitch, lines it, snagged by Sheehan, flipped to second for 1, and they were too focused on the lead runner. They didn't go to first for a second out. A simple fielder's choice. Advances 1 and another one out. Valente out at second for the first out of the inning. Now batting the first baseman, number 6, Jack Lombardo. First pitch high and away for ball 1. With runners at the corners, a prime opportunity for Medford to steal. We'll see. That one also going to miss high and away for ball 2. Lombardo, his last time up, popped out to the pitcher. And this one's a bouncer going through the middle into center field. Another run comes in as Kaufman briefly lost track of the ball, recovers it, but an RBI single for Lombardo, and Medford now leads by 5. Torello in to score on that one, and this might be the end of the day for Will Buckles, as it's been the roughest outing he's had all summer. on the cusp of his first pitching loss of the summer if Brookline cannot come back from what is now a 5-0 deficit. They're going to stick with Buckles for now. They've got number 3, Ben Cody, warming up in the bullpen. One out, runners at first and second. Up comes the extra hitter, number 21, Rocco Pucci. Pucci went down on strikes his last time up. Are they putting in a pinch hitter here? Is that what's happening? I can't see the numbers. So for now, I'm just going to watch the pitch. First one in there, strike one. Still looks like Pucci. I'm not sure, though. This one sliced foul. It is Pucci. I just saw the 21, so still Rocco Pucci. I don't know why I thought I heard someone say something about a pinch hitter, but it isn't. 0-2 the count. One out, runners at first and second. Medford leads Brookline by 5. And he hits a dribbler foul up the third base line, staying alive at 0-2. That pitch does hit the low corner. Did I have... Oh, I must have had things miscounted. There must have been a ball in there somewhere that I missed. No, there wasn't. That was strike 3. Ay, ay, ay. That was a bit briefly confusing, but Pucci goes down on strikes again. Now batting the shortstop, number 11, Coleman O'Neill. O'Neill also went down on strikes his last time up to end the second. First pitch fouls off his own body for strike 1. Lombardo at first, Crohan at second. Medford up on Brookline 5-0. That one high for ball 1. That one skips in the turf, briefly gets away from Mnookin, but not immediately and not enough to inspire the runners to go. They will stay, and it will simply be ball 2. Swing and a miss there. Might have fooled him with a bit of off speed that time, and that'll be strike 2. 2-2, the count, 2 down, 2 runners on here in the top of the 4th. That one high for ball 3. So a full count now with 2 outs. First and second, runners will be going on the pitch. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled off. And the runners will go back to the bags as the count remains 3-2. A long battle here. Inside ball 4. Second walk of the inning for Will Buckles. after no walks through the first 3 innings. He's now issued 2 in this frame. And we cycle back to the top of the order with the second baseman, number 1, Trey Flaherty. Flaherty 1 for 2 so far today with a single, a strikeout, and a run scored. Medford threatening to potentially break this open. Brookline trying to get out of the jam. Breaking ball misses there, does not cut in time, ball 1. Mnookin thought they had strike 1 there, but it's going to be a high ball 1. That one in the zone for strike 1. This one a bouncer off the glove of Buckles. He can't find it, and another run will score. Looked for a second like Brookline was going to get out of the inning, but it just would not stay secure in Buckles' glove. That one's either a reach on an E1 or an RBI infield single. Crohan in to score. Now batting the left fielder, number 98, Liam Powers. First pitch, and he skies it out to center. Kaufman's under it, and the inning comes to an end. Medford doubles up their lead in the 4th. And for Brookline, about the best thing you can say about that inning is it could have been worse. We move to the bottom of the 4th. Medford leading Brookline 6-0. Brookline will have their 2, 3, 4 hitters, Sawada, Sheehan, and Fantuzzi coming up. All right, about to start the bottom of the 4th. Got a couple more notes in the live chat. Peter QB back in the live chat saying, it's been a good season for Brookline, and I love listening to your broadcast. Jesse, come on, Brookline. And then using subtle context clues, I think this next fan is a Medford fan, given that their account name is Go Medford. And they're asking whether we play 6 or 7 innings in this league. We play 7 innings. There is a mercy rule. If a team leads by 10 or more runs at the end of the 5th or 6th inning, the game ends due to mercy rule. I don't know if they would extend that mercy rule to the finals, especially since we got some lights we can play under if this game runs late and the sun goes down. But That is generally the rule. 7 innings. Mercy rule is 10 after 5. And right now it's a 6-run lead for Medford, 6-0, as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Medford with 3-run rallies in the first and fourth top of the 4th inning, that is. Leading off for Brookline here in the bottom of the 4th, the second baseman, number 17, Keenan Sawada. First pitch, lifts one within reach of the shortstop, O'Neill, and it'll be a 1-pitch pop-out. That one almost turned into a bloop single, but no dice for Brookline. Now coming up, the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan. Sheehan reached on an E4 his last time up as he takes strike 1 on the first pitch. Brookline still searching for their first hit of the game as Sheehan fouls that one to the backstop for strike 2. Travers Moody has been on a roll for Medford on the mound today. He did not pitch in either of the previous matchups against Brookline, and he has been bringing a different gear from either of the previous Medford pitchers that Brookline has faced. And chases the breaking ball low for strike 3. 2 down quickly for Moody here in the bottom of the 4th. Now coming up, the designated hitter, number 1, Jackson Fantuzzi. Fantuzzi went down on strikes to end the first inning, his last time up. Takes a high ball 1. That one is going to catch the high outside corner for strike 1. That one in the zone as well, strike 2. Moody attacking the zone. He's got a big lead to work with. He has really no reason to be nervous about guys hitting him when he's got this kind of a cushion. 1-2 the count, 2 down, bases empty here in the bottom of the 4th. That one comes high for ball 2. And that one gonna miss outside. Fantuzzi works his way to a full count here with 2 down. He had a full count his last time up and ended up taking a pitch to the outside corner for strike 3. That pitch also hits the zone, this time the inside corner. Fantuzzi incredulous there, but it is strike 3, and that will end the inning as Brookline goes down in order again. At the end of 4, the score, Medford 6, Brookline 0. During this break between the 4th and 5th innings, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about the Brookline Food Pantry. The Brookline Food Pantry provides groceries to Brookline residents in need of food assistance. The pantry has been serving an average of 650 households each week, and they are always looking for more people willing to lend a hand, whether that be through monetary donations, direct food donations, or volunteers in the pantry. Food donations can be made at United Parish at 210 Harvard Street in Coolidge Corner on Wednesdays and Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Monetary donations can be made online at the food pantry's website, brooklinefoodpantry.org. Go online or call 617-800-5339 for more information about how you can volunteer with the pantry and help feed your community. Once again, that's brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339. And you can find all that information about the Brookline Food Pantry down in the description section down below. In the meantime, we got a big update on the mound. A new pitcher for Brookline taking over for Will Buckles will be number 3, Ben Cody. Cody kind of a late arrival to this team, so he has only had 3 previous pitching appearances, 1 start, an 0-1 win-loss record. He's pitched 6 innings over those previous 3 outings, an ERA of 7.00, a whip of 2.33, and 2 strikeouts. Far from the dominant performance he had for this Brookline team last summer, but, you know, like I said, kind of a late arrival, might be needing to get into his groove, and Brookline would certainly like him to get into his groove here and at least keep the game somewhat within reach for their offense as their batters continue to struggle to figure out Travers Moody. Leading off for Medford here on the top of the 5th, the third baseman, number 3, Jaden Burns. First pitch from Cody is going to miss to the outside for ball 1. Burns, so far, he has grounded out twice today, both to second base, one of them for a double play as he takes strike 1 on that pitch. Foul tips that one for strike 2. Cody taking a beat off the mound. And that's a high ball, too. And that one going to miss outside for ball 3. We got a full count to start here in the 5th. And it's going to be a high ball 4 as Burns battles his way to a leadoff walk. Is the tough thing about being a relief pitcher. You got to find your groove immediately, otherwise things could get out of hand. Runner at first, up comes the pitcher, number 13, Travers Moody. First pitch in there for strike 1. Moody so far today, 1 for 1 with a double, a walk, 2 runs scored, and an RBI, combined with a dominant pitching performance so far as he lifts one into shallow center, and it could not be caught, and it bounced away from Kaufman. Runner, they throw to third, and on the throw, Moody will advance to second. Got a little too laser focused on the lead runner. Had a chance to potentially catch Moody at second if they had gone to second, but didn't see him. And so a single to center effectively turns into a double off the E8. Now batting the center fielder, number 3, Ryan Torello. Second and third, nobody out. First pitch high for ball 1. The infield pulled in for Brookline for a potential play at the plate if Torello hits a grounder. Torello 2 for 2 so far today with a double, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. And he golfs one out to left, and it's caught by Lou, but a successful sac fly from Ryan Torello makes it a 7-0 lead for Medford. Burns in to score on the sac fly. One out runner at second. Up comes the right fielder, number 6, Tyler Valente. First pitch comes in high for ball 1. Valente 2 for 2 with 2 RBI so far today. And this one lifted, foul and left, and that'll be strike 1. Brookline's got some more work going in the bullpen here as it's been a shaky start for Cody. Can he rebound and get out of the inning? This one's a grounder headed up the middle and bobbled by Sheehan, and he is going to reach on the E6. And that'll put runners at the corners now. Coming up now, the catcher, number 16, Dave Crohan. Crohan 0 for 2 with a run scored so far today. He has struck out and grounded into a fielder's choice. Runner going for second. It's a low ball. And they're going to fake the throw. They're not going to try and catch the runner on that one. They're just going to let Valente take second. Second and third now, as that eliminates the possibility of a double play. Infield gets pulled in again as that one comes in low for ball 2. A walk here wouldn't be the worst situation, as it would create a force at every base. But Brookline would much rather get the batter out. One down, second and third. And chases the breaking ball low for strike 1. That one missing outside, 3-1. That one does hit the zone, and we got a full count. Last full count was Burns to lead off the inning, and he reached on a walk. And the payoff pitch hits the zone for strike 3. A big second out get for Cody that holds the runners. Now batting the first baseman, number 6, Jack Lombardo. Lombardo 1 for 2 with an RBI so far today. He has popped out to the pitcher and gotten an RBI single. First pitch fouls it off on the third base side for strike 1. Two down here in the top of the 5th. Runners at second and third. It's a 7-run lead for Medford. And that one gets away, and the runners will go. And that one bounces too far away for any potential play at the plate. And that'll make it 8 for Medford as in comes Moody. His 3rd run scored today, as he's been a big helper to his own cause. Valente down to 3rd. This one fouled, and it'll be strike 2. A 1-2 count to Lombardo, 2 down, Valente at third. Number 6 hoping to drive in number 6 on this play. And that's going to be a low ball 2. Ooh, that one hits him. The breaking ball hangs on Cody, does not break in, and instead hits Lombardo and gives him a free pass up to first. Now batting the extra hitter, number 21, Rocco Pucci. Still 2 out, but now runners at the corners. This one's a hard bouncer. That's going to go through the left gap and bring in another run. Medford's propensity for scoring with 2 outs in the inning continues with an RBI single by Rocco Pucci as he drives in Tyler Valente. Now batting the shortstop, number 11, Coleman O'Neill, as head coach John Busey comes out to talk to Ben Cody, who has had a rough inning to be sure. 3 runs in this inning, and that's going to be it for him, as they'll bring in a new pitcher. And it looks like they might be bringing in Noah Klein to pitch here, which means they'll need someone else to take first. So we've had 2 of the 3 runs this inning scored with 2 outs. All 3 runs in the first inning were scored with 2 outs. And then I think at least, 1 of the 3 runs in the 4th inning were scored with 2 outs. So that's 6 out of the 9 runs that Medford has scored today came with 2 outs in the inning, as it will be Noah Klein taking over on the mound for Brookline. You can see his stats so far this summer. 5 previous pitching outings, including 3 starts, a 4-1 win-loss record, 15 innings pitched, a team-best 0.93 ERA, a 1.2 WHIP, and 16 strikeouts. Now the question is, who is going to take Klein's spot at first? I think it's going to be number 10, Harris Hodgson. And he'll probably be purely a defensive replacement, as Brookline is keeping their full 9 as their pitcher was not in the batting order. And since Hodgson is effectively coming in for the pitcher, he does not need a spot in the batting order. There was a question asked in the live chat from the Go Medford account asking if Caden Sheehan is my son. He is not. He does share half my last name, but as far as I know, we're not related. You know, just relatively Irish area in eastern Massachusetts, so you might meet a Sheehan or two. A tough game for Brookline So far, this is their second worst defensive outing with 9 runs allowed of the entire year. And as of now, their worst offensive outing with no runs scored and also no base hits through the first 4 innings, as Travers Moody has just had their number. O'Neill up to the plate here with 2 outs and runners at first and second, and Medford leading by 9. First pitch high for ball 1. You know, I mentioned what the mercy rule for this league is, and I asked the question whether or not they would enforce it in a championship game. And I honestly, I didn't think that question would actually come up, but we're on the verge of that here. If Medford scores one more time, they would have a double-digit lead, and we are in the 5th inning, and so it would come down to whether or not Brookline can score in the bottom of the 5th to get it back to a single-digit deficit. And if they don't, then I guess we'll find out if the mercy rule is enforced in the finals, as the ump is coming over to briefly, I guess, quiet down the Medford dugout. This is a bouncer foul up the third base line for strike 1. O'Neill, so far today, he has struck out and walked, so 0 for 1. They were just briefly chasing down that foul ball in left field. Now getting set, 2-1 the count. This one lined into center field, taken off one hop by Kaufman, rifles it back towards the plate, and the runners will hold, but that will load the bases. Another 2-out hit for Medford. And we cycle back to the top of the order with the second baseman, number 1, Trey Flaherty. Bases loaded, 2 outs. First pitch fouled off, strike 1. That one's going to miss high and in, ball 1. Flaherty, so far today, he got a single and scored his first time up, struck out the second time up, the third time reached on what was either an E1 or an infield single, hits a hard bouncer over to Sawada, the throw to first in time, and that does end the inning, but it's another 3-run frame for Medford, as they have scored exactly 3 runs in 3 of the first 5 innings. We move to the bottom of the 5th. The score, Medford 9, Brookline 0. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters, Klein, Skeffington, and Kaufman due up, trying to put an end to what is currently a no-hitter for Travers Moody. Here we go, bottom of the fifth, leading off the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein, as he lifts one into right, and the no-hitter is finally over. One pitch, and Noah Klein puts an end to it with Brookline's first base hit of the day. So that's one bit of dignity salvaged for Brookline in what's been a tough game so far. Now batting the third baseman, number 12, James Skeffington, as he takes a high ball one. Skeffington drew a walk his last time up. Takes strike one there. Klein at first with nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth. Tips that one into the glove for strike two. And that's a high ball two. That one drops low for ball three, a full count to Skeffington. And he slices that one high, might be playable for Crowhan. No, just over the backstop. And it'll keep the count at 3-2. In the live chat, Yuli Burstein, one of our big Brookline High fans, saying Medford has had our number this year. Dang. And a throw back to first. Klein wasn't even off the bag. And for those of you who have just been following the Lou Tompkins season, you might be confused given that Brookline beat Medford twice earlier this summer season. But in the spring season, Medford High School upset Brookline High School in the play-in round of the MIAA Division I state tournament as James Skeffington gets another single, ripping one out to left. Runners at first and second now. Brookline having their best start to an inning so far, and it's not even close. So now coming up center fielder, number 8, Max Kaufman. Kaufman grounded into a 1-6-3 double play his last time up to end the second inning. He's hoping to do a little bit more here with 2 runners on and nobody out. That one briefly gets away from the catcher, but only briefly, as the runners both decide to hold. Kaufman had a big RBI double against Waltham yesterday and came in to score himself as he takes a high ball two. Klein at second, Skeffington at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth. Inside. And it's actually 2-1 is actually the count. I missed a strike somewhere in there. Chases that one low for strike two. 2-2 now, the count to Kaufman. That one, oh, said he caught the low corner on that one. Kaufman and Brookline did not like that call, but it is the ump's call to make strike three. It's been a very generous strike zone for both sides throughout today. Both sides have had hitters at times express frustrations, as another one close there gets the strike call. At the plate is the left fielder, number 5, Jonathan Liu. Hits a bouncer over to short, and they get to second in time, just barely. It was close for Skeffington as the ball seemed to be briefly bobbled, but it is a fielder's choice for the second out of the inning. And after such a hot start to the inning, Brookline now at 2 outs and runners at the corners, as up comes the catcher, number 0, Max Mnookin. Mnookin flew out to center his last time up. That one hits the outside corner for strike 1. A fly ball won't do the job here. They need a base hit if they want a runner to come home. That one misses inside, 1-1. Lou at first, Klein at third. That one misses low, 2-1 the count. That one in the zone, strike 2. 2 down, 2-2 the count, 2 runners on. Brookline trailing by 9 here in the bottom of the 5th. And Mnookin skies one deep out to right. Right fielder on his horse and chases it down for the 3rd out of the inning. Made it interesting, but not interesting enough. Brookline ends the no-hitter, but cannot end the shutout. And at the end of 5, our score, Medford 9, Brookline 0. It'll be the 2, 3, 4 hitters, Powers, Burns, and Moody, due up in the top of the 6th. This is the top of the 6th now. We've done 5 innings. All right, here we go. Top of the 6th. Noah Klein back on the mound for Brookline to continue his relief effort. First pitch in the zone for strike 1. At the plate, the left fielder, number 98, Liam Powers. Stadium lights on here at Pine Banks Park as he chops that one foul for strike 2. As the sun's setting out here. Powers so far today, he reached on a fielder's choice, grounded out to short and flew out to center. That one skips in the turf. A wild pitch, but no runners to advance, so it'll simply be ball 1. And he tips that one into the glove. Good snag by Mnookin to complete the strikeout. Fooled him with the off-speed breaking ball there. Now batting the third baseman, number 3, Jaden Burns. This one in there for strike 1. Burns grounded into a double play, then grounded out to second as it takes strike 2 there. And then he walked and scored a run, so 0 for 2 with a walk and a run so far for Jaden Burns. Reaches out, bloops one foul, stay alive at 0-2. You know, it's like we always say, if you're going to get fooled on that third strike, at least get a piece of it and stay alive. That one going to miss high for ball 1. That one skips in the turf for ball 2. And another one in the turf, and we got a full count to Burns here. Klein's had a few pitches bounce in the turf so far today. As he draws a bouncer here over to short, picked up by Sheehan, thrown to first in time for out number 2. Two down here as up comes the pitcher, number 13, Travers Moody. Looks like there was some bullpen action for Medford this inning, as that one's going to miss slow and in for ball 1. So Medford might be thinking about switching out Moody. He lost the no-hitter in the bottom of the 5th, as this one is golfed out to center field, and it's going to be a can of corn for Max Kaufman. And that will end the inning as Klein puts him down in order. But Brookline still at a significant deficit, trailing 9-0. Due up for Brookline will be the top of their order, Chin, Sawada, and Sheehan. And we'll keep an eye on the mound and see if Medford does change out their pitcher or if they stick with Moody for the time being. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw either one. All right, here we go. Bottom of bottom of the 6th now. Leading off for Brookline, the right fielder, number 33, Devin Chin, shows bunt, but foul tips it. Strike one. Oh, wait, are they saying he pulled back in time for a ball? I thought he had actually made a cut at it. Goes for a swing, lines one out to left, and that drops fair, and Chin is off to the races. No, they called it foul. I thought it was fair, but it dropped just left. And so that'll be a strike. Not sure if it's the first or the second strike. Again, I'm not entirely sure what. For now, I'll guess that it's 1-1. I heard somewhere that's 1-1. Shows bunt, pulls back, and that one hit his foot. And so Chin will get the free pass to first on the hit by pitch. Was trying to lay down the bunt, but pulled it back as the pitch came low and in and ended up hitting his foot. So a runner at first to start the inning for Brookline. Now batting the second baseman, number 17, Keenan Sawada. First pitch is fouled out to the parking lot. And it'll be an 0-1 count. Moody throws back to first, check on Chin. He dives back safe. They know Chin is a speedster and one to keep their eyes on the base paths. This one is high for ball one. Sawada so far today, he has flown out to center, popped out to short. So 0 for 2 so far as he hits a bouncer over to third, fielded, thrown to second for one, on to first. Not in time for the double play, but they do get the lead runner. And that'll be one out. So a 5-4 fielder's choice there. One of those where maybe you wish you'd sent Chin to try and steal or on a hit and run or something. But no use looking in the rear view on that. Now batting the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan, as he fouls off the first pitch for strike one. Sheehan so far today, he has reached on an E4 and struck out. And throws back to first, check on Sawada. He dives back. Sawada, another prolific base stealer. In fact, the team leader in stolen bases this summer. Sheehan hits one out to left, but that's going to be well within range for Powers for out number 2. Two down, and they actually did bring in Harris Hodgson to hit in place of Fantuzzi. As he takes strike one there, Hodgson has had a rough summer at the plate at least. Slash line of 56, 292, 56, 2 steals, 6 runs, and 2 RBI. As he takes strike 2 there. And takes a high ball 1 there. Sawada going for second. It's a high ball, 2, and Sawada takes second easily. Thought about taking off for third, but Torello was backing off the errant throw. Or backing up the errant throw, I should say. 2-2, the count to Hodgson. Sawada now at second with another steal. That one just misses, ball 3. Hodgson has battled his way to a full count. And this one is fouled up and out of play on the third base side. Count remains full with 2 outs and a runner at second here in the bottom of the 6th, with Brookline trailing Medford 9-0. And Hodgson fouls it off again, back towards the parking lot, but stays alive. Ooh, did he go around? Yes, he did. And that will be strike 3. And that will end the 6th inning. At the end of 6, with 1 inning left to play, our score, Medford 9, Brookline 0. All right, we're going to have the 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up for both teams here in the 7th and final inning. And for Medford, that means Torello, Valente, and Crohan. Stepping in first is Ryan Torello. Oh, are we having, no, still saying, I don't know what that was, but now it looks like we're set. First pitch, and he fouls it out of play for strike 1. That one gonna miss, slow for ball 1. I'm kind of sorry that my camera really can't do the view of the sky justice. We've actually got a beautiful sunset out here in Malden. As this is a hard hit one right up the middle for a leadoff single for Ryan Torello, who's had himself a Heck of a day at the plate. Now batting the right fielder, number 6, Tyler Valente. Brief timeout while one of the infield umps gets into position. Got 3 umps today, more than the usual 2. Shows how big a deal the finals are, as the first pitch to Valente is in the zone for strike 1. That one drops off the table, and Valente checks his swing for ball 1. Valente so far today, he has hit an RBI single twice and then reached on an E6 as he takes high ball 2. So he's 2 for 3 so far today with a steal, a run scored, and 2 RBI. And that one hits the inside corner for strike 2. 2-2 the count, runner at first, nobody out. Hits a bouncer, chased down by Sheehan, quick flip to second is in time, but they cannot get to the double play. Just barely get the lead runner on that one, as it turns into a 6-4 fielder's choice. One down, now up comes the catcher, number 16, Dave Crohan. That one does hit the corner for strike 1. Runner going for second. Pitch appears to have missed for a ball. And a really nice jump from Valente makes that an almost uncontested steal. I mean, a throw was made, but it never had any chance. Hits a ground ball up the middle, fielded by Sheehan. Long throw to first. Cannot be scooped up off the bounce, and Crohan will reach on the E6. Still one out, now runners at the corners, as up comes the first baseman, number 6, Jack Lombardo. You know, one of the more understandable errors. That was a tough play to make going up the middle, but still, in my eyes, a makeable play, and goes down as a throwing error. Pickoff throw to first, and Crohan gets back easily. Klein knows it's a big chance to steal here with runners at the corners. That one high for ball 1. Ooh, Lombardo gets beamed with that pitch, and that will load the bases. Now up comes the extra hitter, number 21, Rocco Pucci. Pucci got an RBI single his last time up. Was the last batter that Cody faced, so he is the last batter that Klein is facing for the first time in this relief outing. First pitch blown by him with a fastball for strike 1. And golfs this one out to left. Lou is under it, makes the catch. Runner tags, but ultimately holds as they rifle it back into the infield. So 2 down and the runners hold, as I see we did make a defensive change for Brookline at third base. Leo Vankoski now at the spot in place of James Skeffington, so he might be batting in the bottom half of this inning. In the meantime, up comes the shortstop, number 11, Coleman O'Neill. Bases loaded, 2 out. Swing and a miss for strike 1. That one gonna miss inside, ball 1. That one drops in there, strike 2. 1-2 the count, 2 down, bases juiced here in the top of the 7th. Klein trying to keep it a single-digit deficit for Brookline. O'Neill trying to push Medford up to double figures. And he lifts one foul up the right field side. Stays alive at 1-2. That one skips in the turf for ball 2. 2-2 now the count. This one fly out to right, and oh, they let it drop! Oh, miscommunication between Chin and Kaufman out there as they just let it drop. 2 runners come in as they were going on contact with 2 outs. And it will be double digits for Medford, 11-0. As in comes Valente and Crohan. Lombardo down to third. And we cycle back to the top of the order with Flaherty. That one low. Missed the first pitch, but I think the count is 1-1. That one fouled. 1-2 now the count. 8 out of the 11 runs Medford has scored today have been scored with 2 outs, as their hitting has been incredibly clutch today. And that one's in there for strike 2. So had the count wrong. And so it's a 2-2 count. Tips that one to the backstop, stays alive at 2-2. Breaking ball is not bid on, and it'll be ball 3. A full count here to Flaherty. O'Neill at first, Lombardo at third. Runner goes, and it doesn't matter. Ball 4. The base is reloaded for Medford. Up comes the left fielder, number 98, Liam Powers. That one gonna miss high for ball 1. That one misses inside, ball 2. 2-0, the count, bases juiced, 2 outs. Klein's got to hit the zone. A walk here would bring in another run for Medford. That one does hit the zone for strike 1. That one missed bad, as that's going to be, oh, did that hit him? Or Medford coach was asking if batter got hit. Nope, just ball 3. And it matters little, as he does take ball 4. And the bases loaded walk brings in another one. Lombardo trots home. And it's 12-0 Medford. Burns coming to the plate with bases still loaded and 2 outs. And again, just continuing the pattern of runs scored with 2 down. 9 out of 12 now for Medford. They scored just 3 runs today with fewer than 2 outs. First pitch in the zone for strike 1 to Jaden Burns. Burns grounded out to short last inning. Oh, that one got him in the helmet. And it's another bases loaded free pass, a 13th run for Medford. O'Neill trots home, bases remain loaded. And now up comes the pitcher, number 13, Travers Moody. And now we got a meeting at the mound. This might be the end of the day for Noah Klein, and it will be. They just need someone to throw strikes and just put an end to this inning. Question was asked in the live chat from Steve Fucci 1012. Where's the Waltham game from Saturday? I actually wasn't covering that game. I had a previously booked game that I was covering for a different team yesterday, and so I wasn't able to cover that one, which is a shame, because I heard it was an intense, thrilling contest. You know, certainly very different from what we've gotten here in the finals. New pitcher on the hill for Brookline is number 9, Eli Gevertz. He's made 6 previous relief appearances for Brookline this summer, pitched 9 total innings over the course of those appearances. No wins or losses, a 0.78 ERA, a 1.11 whip, and 9 strikeouts. Brookline bringing him in, hoping he can get that 3rd and final out and bring this inning to a close. This is the highest scoring inning for Medford so far. 4 runs scored. As the confusion in the outfield led to a 2-run single from O'Neill, and then 3 straight free passes brought in 2 more runs. First pitch to Moody from Gevertz is in the zone for strike 1. And this one, a check swing, dribbler, foul up the first base line for strike 2. So an 0-2 count, 2 outs, bases still loaded. And this one lifted out to right, and it's going to be caught by Chin. And the top of the 7th finally comes to an end. And we're 3 outs away from crowning the champion as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Medford 13, Brookline 0. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up for Brookline. Normally, that would be Klein, Skeffington, and Kaufman. But with the substitutions that we saw in the top half of the 7th, rather, then we might see some new batters. We'll see. Travers Moody back on the mound trying to finish the complete game shutout. Brookline has not been shut out once this summer, but I mean, they really have just ended up having their worst game of the season on the last game of the season. Just very unfortunate timing for Brookline to have their such a tough game. You know, still plenty to be proud of for the summer. Brookline had a strong season, all season leading up to this one. You know, a lot of promise for the younger guys as they get ready to head back to high school. And, you know, even with a tough finish, still plenty of memories accumulated for the older guys for whom this may be their last day on the diamond in a Brookline uniform. Leading off for Brookline will be number 16, Noah Klein. They might have moved him back to first when Gewurz took over on the mound. Klein did end the no-hitter 2 innings ago as he takes that one in the turf for ball 1. Brookline's had just 2 hits so far today, and Klein had 1 of them as he takes a high ball 2 there. That one low for ball 3. That one does hit the zone. Klein taking all the way on the 3-0 count. 3-1. That one hits the zone again, and it's a full count. Klein hits a bouncer through the right gap. And Noah Klein with his 2nd hit of the day. And it is going to be a new batter for Brookline here, having taken over at 3rd for James Skeffington. Now batting, number 18, Leo Vankoski. First pitch misses low and away for ball 1. Vankoski this summer a slash line of 391, 548, 391 with 6 runs scored and 11 RBI. That one goes over his head, gets away, And on the wild pitch, Klein will take second. And Vankowski, it's a hard grounder right at short, and the throw to first in time for out number one as Klein retreats back to second. Worried about them potentially chasing the lead runner on that one. So one down, runner at second. Now batting the center fielder, number 8, Max Kaufman. Kaufman so far today grounded into a double play and struck out as he whiffs at the first pitch for strike one. Checks his swing, but it hits the zone. Crosses the plate just high enough for strike two. And that one, a high and outside fastball that just got away from Moody. And Kaufman swings, and that was strike three. It was briefly dropped by the catcher. They're going to throw to first to get the second out. Klein is going to advance on the dropped third strike. And that is 2 down. Brookline down to their final out of the summer. The left fielder, number 5, Jonathan Liu, at the plate, takes a high ball 1. And that one in the zone for strike 1. Travers Moody 1 out away from the complete game shutout and a title for Medford. That one misses outside 2-1. Liu still battling here. Slices that one foul. And Brookline's summer 2025 season is down to its final strike. A base hit here could end the shutout, but one more strike would end the year. That one in the turf. Doesn't bounce away far enough for Klein to try and come home. It'll simply be ball 3. Full count, 2 outs. Runner at third here in the bottom of the 7th. Brookline trailing Medford 13-0. Liu hits a bouncer foul up the third base line. We're not done yet. Chases that one low and fouls it off. Stays alive at 3-2. That one does hit the zone, and that is your ball game. Your 2025 Lou Tompkins All-Star League 18 and under division champions are Medford. The final score, Medford 13, Brookline 0. You know, not much to be said. Brookline played their worst game of the summer in the last game, and Medford played about their best game of the summer in the last game. I mean, it doesn't get more strikingly different than that. Brookline held to just 3 base hits offensively. Pitching, they had a lot of trouble finishing innings. Medford scored 10 of their 13 runs with 2 outs in the inning. An outstandingly clutch hitting performance from Medford, even though clutch isn't the word you think of with a one-sided score like this. That's going to put an end to it as the trophy being brought out for Medford. The celebration starting for them as the commissioner of the league out to award the trophy to the championship team. And well worth congratulations. A heck of a Cinderella run for Medford. They started this postseason as the 7th seed. Got a big upset win over number 2 Waltham in the first game of the Tournament of Champions. Got an upset win over the tournament's top seed Woburn in the semifinals. And then one last upset over the 3rd-seeded Brookline team that had beaten them and given them their only loss of this year's playoffs as they finish it in style with a blowout win for the title. Hats off to Medford. And my hats off to Brookline as well. It doesn't end anywhere near the way they would have wanted. You know, like I said, they're ended up saving their worst game for last, which is tough. You know, tough for them, tough for the fans that have been following all year long. But this was still one heck of a season for Brookline. A strong 11-2 record in the regular season to earn that 3rd seed. Strong playoff performances against Everett and Medford to sweep their way through the Tournament of Champions, 1 year removed from being knocked out of the Tournament of Champions as the 1 seed last year. They bounced back so well. A thrilling 1-run victory against Waltham, one of just 2 teams to beat Brookline this year in the semifinals, but then a 3rd team would end up defeating them here tonight. A tough year, but certainly a worthwhile season. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Hope the players and coaches all had fun. But that is going to be a wrap on it. And for a number of these players, this will be the last time that I cover them in a Brookline uniform. At the very least, I know it's Keenan Sawada's last season. I thought last year was going to be his last season, but it turned out that he turned 19 in this July, so he just barely fit under the age restrictions. So I got one more season to watch Keenan Sawada play baseball. So really, I can't complain at all about this summer because he's always been one of the most fun baseball players I've ever had the privilege to watch. A bunch of other older players that probably won't be coming back. Devin Chin graduated from Brookline High this spring, so unless it's another weird case of fitting under the age restriction, this will be my last year covering him. And boy, what a joy it's been to cover him. The speed demon, they call him the fastest man alive I've seen, and he earns that moniker with the way he speeds up and around the base paths. Had that fantastic walk-off score this summer in that thrilling comeback win a few weeks ago, and just one speedy highlight after another, and this might have been his best season yet. And for Keenan Sawada as well, they both had great seasons to close out their summer careers. Some of the other older guys, I'm not 100% sure if it's their last season just because they go to private schools and whatnot. If it's my last season covering Caden Sheehan, then I'm certainly happy I got the chance. He's delivered so many great highlights, especially late this season. My only regret is I missed his gutsy pitching outing yesterday against Waltham, and I missed his immaculate inning, which is just such a bummer to miss out on. But all in all, another great, fun season of Brookline summer baseball. I'm happy I got to be here. I hope you guys were happy that you got to watch. Congratulations to Medford on their championship win, and congrats to Brookline on their third runner-up finish this decade since I started covering them. And thank you to all of you, the fans who have tuned in throughout the summer. I hope you've enjoyed it. And, that's going to do it for the summer. We'll start the fall season in a few weeks, but for the last time for the summer 2025 season from Pine Bank Park in Malden, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.